okay here?
Absolutely. Put yourself comfortable, please. Okay, so we're here today. Patricia and Mario. Mario, you're okay? First names?
Mario, yeah.
Oh, okay. So Colleen, and just so you know, I come into this with 5 years of mediation experience.
Oh, great.
Worked with many families like yourselves who have made a really good decision around coming here to discuss what's going on and hopefully move towards a resolution around what we're going to do
Yes.
with your children and avoid the court process. So congrats to you on making, I think, a really good decision and trying to resolve it here.
Well, we'll see how that goes.
Well, I think what we should do then, just right at the outset, is just talk about the anytime you need to take a break. Feel free to just let me know. We can take a breather. Washrooms are just out there down the hall.
Okay. I
And
kind of want to just get to it.
just get moving. Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely. So we can talk
Don't
about.
start, okay?
Yeah, we can talk about, first of all, just establishing just a few ground rules. In terms of how we're speaking, we're going to make sure that we give each other an opportunity to speak. And if there's something perhaps that you might disagree with.
Oh, I'm sure we will.
That's why we're here today, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about those things, but we're going to talk about them in a way that ensures that everybody's being heard, right?
That would be great.
Absolutely. And so we're going to be mindful that we're going to keep this focused on your 3 children, Carlo, Michelle, and Lucy. How old is Carlo?
He's 8.
He's 8. And Michelle is 4, and Lucy
Is
is 2. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're keeping things focused on them. And yeah, so I know we're sort of wanting to move through this, so.
Yeah, we we need to get some things done. You know, we need some logistics taken care of. We just need to get some things done because it seems like just between each other we don't get a lot accomplished.
Okay.
Which is yeah.
Okay, so when we're thinking about why we're here today, and obviously again, you folks are clearly wanting to come to a decision yourselves and not take this, you know.
Well,
to the court,
we've
right?
tried
So-
that. That's the thing. We've been trying to
Yeah.
do that, and then then we seem to have some issues because we can't agree on a few
So you
things.
keep saying
and
we.
it was- Yeah.
You're saying we.
Yeah, because we have the issues. That's
Well, you're the one
no,
making
I
all the
don't-
decisions.
No, that's not true at all, and you know that. You're the one that's telling me
No,
that we should
that is
move
what I
the.
do.
Oh my God.
I do know
So
that
this is
you're
what
the
happens.
one,
So we just
if not
try and
making
have
all
some.
the decisions,
And
trying
he
to
talks
make all the
over
decisions.
me, and then he doesn't talk at all, and
plugs
then
her
he
ears, she
tells me
doesn't
this,
listen to anything
and it's
I say.
always just about him,
Okay.
and not about the kids.
Okay, so we're going to be focused on the kids, right? So that's what we're going to stay focused on.
Yeah.
So in terms of what we're going to do here today,
Sorry, this
I
is
want
pointless
to
right now.
talk to you then.
We haven't
first.
even started, and you're already on this is pointless. See, this is what we have to go through. You and your ideas, and you're not even open to trying anything.
Okay.
And that's why we're here. We're here to try things and maybe hear each other's perspectives.
Okay, so then Mario, then let's talk about, okay, we're here today, and you're saying that you're not feeling really heard, so maybe we'll start with Mario, if that's okay.
Does it seem like that?
We'll just start
I'm
with,
not being heard?
When you interrupt all the time,
okay,
I'm just putting it out there.
no, you're not putting it out there. You're just trying to get your way.
okay, let's give Mario a chance. Mario, like in terms of today and what you hope to get out of today, can we just talk a little bit about that?
Is it my turn to talk, actually?
Sure,
I have to say
absolutely.
a
We're
few
going to
things?
give you
Ridiculous.
give you the stage.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I don't, like, so what's the question?
What the question is, what do you hope to get out of today?
Have I made any demands? Have I put anything, have I?
Oh my
put
God,
anything
if you
forward? I
haven't
just
made any
feel like-
demands, you want me to drive
I
to your
feel like
parents'
I'm
house and leave him
being-
park in front of your mom's
I
house
feel like
every
I've
day?
been
That's not a
stifled from the very
demand.
beginning.
I don't want my
Okay.
kids raised by your
Okay,
mother.
let's bring this back to what I had said earlier about when we're talking, we're not going to get
Yeah,
anywhere.
but did you see the way that he addressed that as though I'm doing something wrong? Meanwhile, I've had to take care of 4 children for 10 years, pretty much.
Okay, I certainly, I can hear your frustration, but I want to bring it back to what we spoke about earlier in that we're here today because we want to talk about your children, we want to talk about a plan.
Yeah, so just keep the jabs out of it,
So-
okay? If he wants to just say what he needs to say it, instead of shutting down and blaming me.
Okay, Patricia, it seems to me like you're a little bit shut out of this process, or you don't really seem to be.
Well, okay, you started the conversation twice, you start with him, you talk to him, you're looking at him, okay? So I don't really know what I'm doing here, other than listening to him complain about our marriage falling apart, and I don't really want to get into that.
You've been
No,
talking
don't.
nonstop
See,
since
and then you tell me
Okay,
that I
listen.
interrupt.
Okay,
You
pardon me.
interrupt just
Okay,
as much.
Excuse me. Okay, can I just bring this back for 1 second? I know this is an incredibly difficult process. And I know that it's taken a lot for both of you to be here today. But in order for us to move forward, we need to try and bring some calm to the situation. And I think none of us want you to be in court, because I know that that will be a lot more traumatic experience,
No,
both for
I don't want to
you
go to court.
as well as your kids.
Yeah.
Right? So, Patricia, perhaps, what can we do to make you more comfortable here? What would help you feel like you can engage in this process?
Well, you said that we would talk about being respectful. I don't know how possible that is. And I really want to figure out how we can get beyond just talking about our feelings and getting into some practical stuff, because that's where we're having issues, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I know he's hurt, I'm hurting too, but we're doing it differently. And I want to figure out how we can talk about taking care of the kids. I want that.
Okay, so
Yeah.
that's definitely what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the kids. Now, you mentioned a really good point here about respect. Now, I'm wondering, what does respect look like to you in that process? Because that's exactly what we need to do today.
I'm not really sure. Because it's not like we have a lot of experience with that, especially not in the last 8 months or so. So I don't know. I mean, part of the reason that we're here is because I don't know.
Okay, so I wonder if, in terms of respect, if even just to get started in the process, we'll just hear both of your stories. And when one person is talking, I know that there's so much tied up in everything that we say, but just to try our hardest to listen to what the other person has to say, and Mario's going to listen exactly to what you say. Well, this is what we're going to try for. That's our goal here. And you're going to listen to what Mario has to say, and we'll just try and hear each other's perspectives, okay? Now, it seems to me like you're still not.
So what are we gonna do? Are we gonna have like 2 minutes of him, 2 minutes of me, or like, you know,
Does
because
that-
I don't know how.
Does that work for you?
Because I know he interrupts me and I interrupt him, I do,
Okay.
because I get so incredibly frustrated. So I don't know what that looks like.
So 2 minutes, how does that sound? Is each of us having a few minutes, 2 or 3 minutes to express our perspective, would that work for both of you?
Yeah,
And just uninterrupted 2 minutes?
sure, I'm open to that.
That's okay, thanks, Mario. And for you, Patricia, 2 minutes, two minutes or 3 minutes? What do you think would be best?
I just, you know, even 2 seconds without being interrupted will work. So whatever, I don't know what kind of experience you have, I don't know what works, I don't know what doesn't. I just know that we don't talk well.
Okay, so generally in this process, I think it might take longer than 3 minutes, but I think maybe that if that could be a start where both of us, or all three of us, are able to express ourselves. Is that something that you think you'd be willing to participate in?
Does it work? Sure.
It works.
Sure.
It works.
Whatever, I don't know.
assure
I'm
you,
just saying.
I've been doing this for many years, and so I think let's come together, the three of us. Let's sort of bring it in here. Let's take a deep breath. Okay. All right. So, would you mind if Mario went first? Is that okay for both of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to start by saying thank you again for coming in. I feel like we did get a lot accomplished in our last session.
Yeah, and
when
it
comes to
all
ground
went
rules.
shit when he just stopped playing the rules, didn't you?
Okay, I think you mentioned the ground rules right now. I think that before we even start to communicate with one another, that we just go over the ground rules one more time, make it clear that we're all here to work together. And so what we went over last time, we really want to try to listen and respect one another. You know, we talked about having 2 minutes each to discuss what's most important to us regarding the children.
Yep.
Can we, I think we need to just air some things right now. Can we just talk about what happened in between?
Yeah,
Because,
why don't
because
we?
we're not going to get anywhere unless that gets aired.
Well, I think that's if it's important.
Can we
that
try doing that first?
Well, I
Because
think.
we know what the ground rules are.
So you're comfortable with the ground rules? You don't have any questions?
Oh,
don't have
I'm
any issues
comfortable
with
with
the
the
ground
ground rules. I just want him to do what he said he was gonna do and not just show up an hour
I just
later
think-
and then make some excuse without telling anybody, because it's always about you.
Okay, no,
It's always about you. You
My
said you were gonna
feeling
pick up
is
the
that-
kids.
my
But
feeling
did you
is
pick up
that
the kids?
if
You
one
didn't.
little thing
Okay,
goes
excuse me.
wrong,
Well, wait, let's stop for a moment.
there's got to be a bit
Let's
of
stop for a
leeway
minute.
for people.
And then he shuts down and doesn't say anything.
I'm
Okay, let's
trying
stop for a
right
minute,
now.
okay? Because we were just about to go for the ground rules. And you guys had mentioned that you were okay with the ground rules and wanted to move forward. However,
Yeah,
one of
but
the
he
ground
also
rules-
has to participate in what we've agreed upon. If you're supposed to be coming to pick up the kids at 5, you don't pick up the kids at 6:30 because we're not supposed to be talking to each other outside of the whole
Okay,
thing.
time out.
Hi, I'm Sarah. So I can see that this is really hard for both of you. Separations are really difficult. There's a lot of things coming up here, and we're not going to solve all of that today, and we're not going to solve all that in the next couple of weeks. These are things that often take years to think through and deal with, and but in the meantime, I think we need life to be manageable for both of you. You've both expressed a lot of frustration with some of the daily things that are happening. And you had said that what was great about your relationship before was that you balanced each other. You were a team. Things have changed. We're looking at a new situation now, but you guys are still a team in raising your kids. You both have expressed that you want each other to be involved and to have a role in your kids' lives, so we need to find a new kind of balance. How does that sound?
That sounds great. I'm 100% on board.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's right now, it's just sort of like, there's a lot of questions about just logistics again, like we're just trying to figure out, well, one big one is just the school thing, okay? Like, I have a,
Well, I don't think that changing schools right now is a good idea. I mean,
So
that's going to be
before-
disruptive.
Before we get into too deeply into each issue, I think it would be great if we could get a little list going here of what your main logistical concerns are. We're trying to talk about logistics now, so let's figure out what are the things that you're concerned about, what are the things that you feel you haven't worked out yet, and then we can start talking about how we're going to work those things out. So the issue of schools is a concern that we both like to address, is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. And the issue of pickups and transfers and communication around those, it sounds like that's a big issue that we need to work out.
yeah, there's that, and there's, we're talking about changing schools, we're talking about, the house is a big thing, so we have to figure out, how to deal with that. And just dropping them off in the morning, picking them up, like all of that stuff really depends on what we're gonna do, one with the house, and what school they're going to, because, I think that other school is better, right?
Well, but the school they're going to right now is near my parents' place, and it works out fine. I mean,
Well,
So I
now,
just wanna-
it works out fine for now, but
Can I jump in for a minute? I want you guys to leave today and feel like this was helpful, feel like we got something done. And I think in order to do that, it would be good to keep sight of what are the things that need to be figured out over the next few months, and what are the things that are right now concerns, like we need to solve this today. Does that make sense?
I'm sorry, well, that's what we were doing. We're trying to solve it today.
So do you both feel like.
But I don't think that
ha-
this is something that we can solve today. I mean, it's got like sale of a house, changing schools. I mean, it's like, you know, and I know we're not seeing eye to eye on that. So I don't know what you actually want. 'Cause
What I
don't
actually
know that.
want is the
So-
less disruption for my kids, the better. And why throw them into a brand new school right now? I mean,
I know, but a 6 or 5:30 wake up to drive them to
But
your
that doesn't happen
parents
every day.
It happens, well, okay.
no, what
So
happens
maybe
when
if
you
if
have an early morning shift, right?
Which happens a lot. Which happens a lot, and
So,
at least
right,
from
so
here.
my parents are there to help out. If they're already at my house, then all they have to do is go across the street to school. And I can just take them on,
You know they
in the
can't always
summertime, they
be
can
a
go
dr-
on their bikes. It's fine.
On their bikes? Are you
Yeah,
crazy?
kids drive bikes.
So what,
What
so
What's,
a main
how is that
thing, can I
difficult?
jump in for a minute here? A main
Oh
thing
my
that I'm
God.
hearing from you there is that you want to see the less disruption possible for the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think probably that's something that,
Yeah, and at this point right now, I mean, there's a bus that picks them up at the house and goes directly to the school. But if we sell the house, because I know you can't buy me out, because you don't have the money, you
Okay,
know that, I
that's
know that.
insulting. That's
well,
insulting.
you know it's true.
That's
I'm
insulting.
sorry. I'm sorry
How is
it's
that helpful?
insulting. I'm sorry it's insulting. It's true. Okay?
Yeah,
so we
so
either
throwing
sell
your kids
the
on a
house.
bus is a good idea.
Oh my God.
No, why
What
be
do
there for your
throw
kids
them
when
on
you
the
can
bus?
just
That's
throw
what
them on
they're
a
doing
bus?
right now. That's what they're doing right
I'm
now.
taking my kids to school. I make sure they get there when they're with me, right? Either I do it or my parents do it, right?
The hands were here. They were sort of connecting. I mean, we weren't holding hands, but they were here. They're making some sort of body language connection here, rather than sitting back and reading your notes and being concerned. Because then it's like,
Yeah.
but if you're here going,
Yeah,
We're
because
here.
I see it.
Yeah.
I see you're present.
we're
That's
here.
it's
We're going to
yeah.
do this together.
Yeah.
We're going to manage this, and so we get buy-in right away, not just from what we say, but from being connected to the moment.